Ooh, a surprise Nintendo Direct. Well, this was a pleasant surprise. Hello, everybody. Catchy1383 with Catchy Gaming, and Nintendo had a Direct that caught me by surprise. They probably put it on X, but I disabled, and hopefully the account will be deleted in 30 days ish. It's just a X is just a cesspool of garbage, so I decided to get off of it. Anyways, it starts off with a Mario and Luigi RPG, and the art style is something to behold. It kind of caught me off guard at first, very cartoony, which I'm pretty sure is the point. It's not bad. I mean, he's emoting more than usual, and when I say he, I mean like Mario and Luigi, I should say. But yeah, it's been a long time, and I think 9 years. They say it in the direct. I'm pretty sure it's 9 years, and a lot of people are like very surprised with this, including me, considering the company Alpha Dream went under. So to see a actual sequel, it kind of raises some question on who's making it. Is it directly under Nintendo? Is it one of their subsidiaries? Is it someone they contracted out to? Is it the crew from Alpha Dream? I literally just forgot their name after I just said it. I just kind of wonder these things when it comes to this. It looks fun, and hopefully it won't be as a pain in the butt. Well, these games kind of give me a slightly hard time because, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's like the 3DS slash DS. I have issues getting the timing down right. I know on the Game Boy Advance Superstar Saga, I had a bit of an issue. I bought the remake. I had some, but not as big. But I've been playing through Bowser's Inside Story, sort of off and on, which is probably a mistake. And I am just constantly messing up the timing and the patterns in that. And it's making it harder than it probably needs to be. And a bit of, I'll admit, a surprise to a potential purchase later on this year as well. Was not expecting that. And then there's the Nintendo World Champion NES edition. I don't know if there's any other edition. I think a lot of people are familiar with the elusive, rare gold cartridge version of this game that just literally had a printed off label glued to it, along with just the plain versions. And most of the time, you had to get a reproduction card if you wanted this at all. I actually don't really see the point. I mean, I guess if you wanted to sort of experience in some shape or form, go for it. I mean, even the special edition is just unappealing in general. Mainly if that gold cart was actually legitimate, I would be tempted to buy a deluxe version of it. Unfortunately, that is not the case. So, I'm just going to have to do a hard pass on this one. This next one is a Fairy Tale 2 based off of the anime. I'm not even sure why this has been made. Like, Fairy Tale's been over, as far as I know, for a while. I could be wrong about that, but let's go with yes. And I kind of got annoyed with the series because there's only so many times you can listen to I have a fire in my belly. And I'm kind of, I can't speak for everyone, but at least when it comes to me, this is a little too late for me to care in any shape or form about Fairy Tale, the anime game. This one kind of threw me for a loop when I first showed it. They're like, yeah, the Final Fantasy creator made another RPG along with the composer, Nobuo Uematsu. I actually know him because I got in an argument with a guy about orchestral composers when I worked for Target a long time ago, and I brought him up. I can't remember why, but I brought him up. Quite famous. So yeah, with those names behind it, yes, it was going to get my attention. Hopefully it won't be a Wonderland, or is it Wonder World? Whatever Balan Wonderland, Wonder World is sort of situation. At first, I was like, yeah, turn based, okay. Let's see where they're going with this. And then they show that you can manipulate the skills, trying to alter it and change up the formula just a little bit. So it caught my attention. And then there's another Wii Sports game no one cares. Sorry, Nintendo, it's a little too late for Wii Sports, especially when you're using motion controls. Then there was Mio Memories in Orbit. It has a bit of a Ori and the Blind Forest kind of vibe to it. I kind of like those games, so it might be interesting. Who knows? And then there's a Disney game. It's Disney. I'm automatically just saying it's trash because it's Disney. They haven't put anything competent out in forever. I'm doubting this is going to even remotely be any different. And then there's Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I think this was announced years ago. I can't remember. I want to say yes, but it just reminds me of the South Park episode where Butters talks about playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and it just made me laugh a little bit. It looks like an Animal Crossing kind of ish game, so uh, I won't be touching it. But if that's your thing, go for it. And then there's a Looney Tunes sports game. I kind of like these wacky sort of takes on sports games. I mean, I have a lot of the Switch sports games featuring Mario and friends. Still waiting on a baseball game. Come on, Nintendo. But I just don't think Looney Tunes has the appeal or the draw to pull it off. Now, this one, the only thing I'm really going to say is Among Us. They're announcing something that's released today. Okay, I've never played it. Not really interested in it. It just seems kind of weird to announce it the day of, though. You feel, or I should say, I would feel like it would be something you announce way in advance, just not a shadow drop. And then there's Farmagia. Kind of feels like a bit of a Pokemon clone. A little weird that your animals are gardened, but okay. I'm not really sure what to think in terms of this one. So then they also have another remake. Nintendo's coming a bit notorious for making remakes. In some cases, it's probably a bit justified. I can't speak for everyone because I never actually played Donkey Kong Returns, so I'll probably buy it because I never played it on the Wii. And then more RPGs being announced, not a bad thing in my opinion. I think after the Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered thing that went on, they probably went, yeah, let's remaster the Dragon Quest games. They're starting with 3, and they're also doing 1 and 2. And I'm kind of wondering why they started with 3. But that's neither here nor there. I actually never played these either, so I'll probably be picking them up. And then there's a Funko Pop game. Not sure why, but I think the time for a Funko Pop game has long since come and gone. I know the company is in a bit of a financial straits right now. The sort of fad of Funko Pops has dwindled greatly. So this might just be a case of a little too late in terms of putting out a game. Now there's Luigi's Haunted Mansion 2, or Luigi's Haunted Mansion Dark Moon, whatever you want to call it. The HD remake, which it's coming out next week, so it felt a little weird to put it in a direct. But Luigi is my favorite Mario brother, and apparently he's the most popular character in the Mario universe. I actually did not like Dark Moon on the 3DS. Mainly because of the motion controls. And I'm hoping, just hoping, that the HD will get rid of those. And there's another game that just looks weird and I just don't care about talking about, so I'm going to skip it. So I skipped a bunch of other games. I feel like, yes, I should probably cover the indie games, but they really just didn't interest me in any shape or form. But they announced expansions to The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Four Swords, and Metroid Zero Mission, which I actually just recently beat. So awkward. And I also canceled my Nintendo membership instead of expanding it. And it seems a little weird to put out Perfect Dark and Turok when they sell a better version of the Turok game on the Switch, which, considering how much you would pay for a yearly pass to be able to play the 64 version, you're just better off buying the better version. And then there's Perfect Dark. Sure, they added multiplayer features to their split screen, um, or I should say their versus mode, whatever. Again, there's a better version on Xbox. It's like the one time Xbox might actually have a leg up on Nintendo. And I'm guessing they had to do some serious negotiations to get that on there too. Kind of wish I was a fly on the wall for that. And then there's another RPG, but this one's done like a chibi style. I don't know if that's correct. I just think it's a little too cute for me to care in any shape or form. And depending on who you are, they have a whole bunch of X-Men and Marvel games announced. I never got into these, so I really just didn't care. But a lot of people got really excited for it. So if you got excited for it, and I think if you're into it, I hope you enjoy it. And I guess another surprise announcement, Mario Party Jamboree. I haven't played a Mario Party since the first one because I'm old. And we kind of stopped because the game would just absolutely destroy your Nintendo 64 analog sticks. I mean, I got a hold of a controller that I bought used because all my controllers disappeared. I'm not going to get into it. So I had to buy a new one. Controller stick was just that, which was to be expected. You can replace it with a GameCube analog stick, though. I suggest you do that. It's amazing. But these games just aren't for me. So I'll have to call a hard pass on this one. So another big announcement, or a surprise announcement, a rumor for this one has been around for a while, was another Legend of Zelda game starring Zelda. And it's done using the same diorama style as the Link's Awakening remake. Not a bad thing. I'm just a touch worried, though, after Princess Peach Showtime. They kind of did Princess Peach dirty as far as I'm concerned, making the game so simplistic that the game was just absolutely boring to play. I mean, there was zero challenge to it whatsoever. This one looks like it might be a little bit different. You actually have to put some thought into what you're doing versus Princess Peach's Showtime, so it doesn't look like they're doing Zelda dirty. So yeah, so there's some unique puzzle elements here and there, and combat isn't technically done by you. It's done by the monsters that you copy and create echoes of. So this one actually has my attention, and I will probably be getting this. Hopefully they put out a demo that doesn't just absolutely ruin the game and make me not want to buy it, unlike Princess Peach's Showtime. And I hope it's good because the last Princess game we got from Nintendo wasn't. Sorry, Princess Peach. Maybe Zelda will get a better treatment. I skipped over Just Dance because I hate Ubisoft. And anyways, Lego's putting out Horizon Lego Adventures on the Switch, which I find amusing because it's a PlayStation IP, but it's finding its way to the Nintendo in a sort of roundabout way with the Lego game. And I'm just tickled pink by that. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but I do find it amusing that a lot of games and IPs are making their way onto the Switch. No, I shouldn't say a lot. I actually don't know that. Some IPs that you think would be exclusives are making their way onto the Switch. Let's go with that. Another game I wasn't expecting to see was Stray. Now, this one is almost in that category of a little too late, but not quite. It's not like the Batman games and everything else they put out on the Switch after its infamy and popularity have long since gone by. And every time I watch that scene where the cat falls, it just breaks my heart. I mean, it survives, so that's not really much of a spoiler, but oh. So this one actually might be worth picking up if you haven't played Stray. I can't really justify it because I have it on Steam and PS5 physical copy, but I rated it the best cat game so far. So go ahead and pick that up if you haven't played it before. So let's get to the last big announcement in typical Nintendo fashion. They left their biggest announcement for last, that being Metroid Prime 4. Now, I saw some comments saying, this game looks like the same graphics from the original. And I'm like, have you played the GameCube version? Unless they're talking about the remake on the Switch, that's a totally different story. Then yes, I'd say they're comparable. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough real gameplay to really form an opinion. Sure, it looks pretty. I'll give it that. So this one's been a long time in the making. I mean, they did start over technically. Retro Studio presented a, I guess, pitch for it, and they started from scratch, throwing away everything that they had developed up to that point. I mean, it was originally being created by Team Ninja, but after Other M, I don't exactly blame them in any shape or form, especially when Retro Studio handled 1 through 3. So yeah, that's a game I've been looking forward to for a while. And a lot of people are excited that they saw Psylux. I actually forgot he was even a character. I have Metroid Prime Hunters. That's where he comes from. Never beat it. I think I got 24% of the way through the game, and I just never played it after that. I might, I don't know, play it now. Who knows? Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.